Okay, today is something I'm going to show you that I use to help with Twitter chats. It just makes life a lot easier than just simply using, as you can see, the basic Twitter feed. So I use something called TweetDeck, and what you want to do, you can Google it to get there. You can see how it's spelled. You hit enter, and you sign in using your email that you use to open your Twitter account. Since I've already got a sign in, and notice I like to put my icons up here. So once I did that, I hit my favorite. I made sure it was on the bookmark. Let me do that. Oh, over here. Sorry, it's on a different screen. I have two screens. On the bookmark bar, and then I hit done. So what TweetDeck does is it allows me to have multiple columns, so I can watch different kinds of responses. The main reason I like it is because now I can have my timeline, which is everything, which is basically just this. Whatever's going on here is there. The interactions, this is the key part. I can see who's actually interacting with me directly. So this is the column I really like having. And then this would be the particular chat I'm following. For instance, California Ed Chat is really good. It's on Sundays at 8 o'clock at night. It has some very good people. Holly Clark and several others that are really big in educational technology for K-12. So that's a good one to follow. You do not have to be a California teacher. They're open to anybody that wants to join. The way I get this column is I go over to this very first search key, and you can see I've got some already, or I can just type it in. So if I wanted to follow, let's say EdChat was starting in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to type in EdChat. And then if I come all the way down to the bottom, add column. I click on that and boom, there it appears. Now the one thing about this column as opposed to just watching on Twitter, notice that when anything new comes in, it doesn't automatically update the picture. It just says 10 new tweets. In a way, that's kind of a control, so you don't, you can be aware, and if I need to scroll down to look at what the 10 were, I can. Whereas in TweetDeck, if someone was doing EdChat right now, as soon as they hit enter, it's going to appear here. So this is going to move a lot faster than this screen will. And that can be a plus or minus. If it's a low, like new teacher chat, NT chat, hashtag NT chat, that goes slow enough for me to be able to do everything from this screen. But when I do hashtag EdTech chat, that can have a lot going on at one time. And then I like this kind of control where it's holding these for me in kind of a queue. So when I'm now ready to look at them, I can. Okay, so I can just click it and it will show what it's been holding. Whereas this is just going to keep going. Now, if it does get past you and there's something you want to get back to, something caught your eye, but it scrolled too fast, notice you can always scroll back down and try to find it again. Just pay attention to what their little avatar looks like. You can scroll on Twitter too, so that's not an issue either. When I actually type, I like to, if it's an initial post, I like to do it from here. And notice what I did, I just clicked on this here, the pen. This is what you search for hashtags for, or for people, or at, or whatever. That's what I do to post. I can add a picture. Okay, I can put my location. TweetDeck, the way I use this, like let's say I wanted to answer him. Twitter finds a place in the classroom. Isn't that nice? That's the reply. The arrow there is the reply, and it opens up right here. Now I can type it in. One thing I really like about this, that's how many characters I can use. As soon as that goes negative, you need to figure out something to delete. And don't forget, you must have the hashtag of the chat you're participating in. So if I want him to see this during that hour of EdChat, I need to type in hashtag EdChat. That way it appears in here. This is probably where he's going to be looking too, or she, or whoever will be looking here, and that's what's going to show up here. Notice if I type in EdChat here, now the only messages I see are those that have the hashtag EdChat. That's how you conduct chats on Twitter. Hashtags are very important. You leave out the hashtag, it's still going to appear in the timeline, but it won't appear in the EdChat column. Okay? And if the person's only reading EdChat on here, they won't see it at all. So you need to make sure, if you do a post and you notice it doesn't show up here, that means you didn't type in the hashtags. That's very important for any of the Twitter chats. And there's some very good conversations that go on here. I don't want to add anything. One thing I like about this over Twitter, using the main Twitter interface, if I want to retweet, Notice there's now an edit and retweet. So I can add something here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to because it's already at -7, so it's not going to appear anyway. So I would just retweet. That's it. When you do that on Twitter, notice it doesn't give you an edit thing, an edit feature. So all you can do is retweet if you're on Twitter. Let me see, you can favorite, and then there's a few more things if you want to follow them. You can, another way to follow too is you can simply click on their icon and then click follow if there's someone. That's usually what you do during the ed chats. As soon as you see someone, if they're saying something that really reaches to you, click on them and follow. Some of the more, so you can embed it. If you want to embed a tweet into your website or into your course website, maybe it's some really good information for your students. This is a great way for them to communicate with scientists or history experts or anybody who's an expert in the field in the subject area you're teaching. They could tweet with them. So then you can then embed this tweet into the web page. So all kinds of things you can do with this. It's not just a way for you to build your PLN, but it's a way for your students to interact with experts in the field of the areas they're studying. Okay, I think that is all for now. Don't forget you can email me, clarksey@unlv.nevada.edu. You have all my contact information. So anytime you have a question, let me know. Edmodo, you can contact me on Google+. There's all kinds of ways to get in touch.